a disturbing universe.
Hello, greetings, and welcome. Welcome to the Stereo 999 YouTube channel. I am your host, the artist formerly known as Stereo Steve. And once again, I am kicking it in the dungeon here with my pal, Mr. Gopher. Say hi, Mr. Gopher.
Hi, Mr. Golfer. So what's up with the tie, dude?
Since you asked, this week my video is going to be about power pop. More specifically, kind of cheap heat power pop records I picked up.
What's power pop?
Well, the thing about power pop is you know it when you hear it. And there are different kind of variants of power pop. Like there's classic rock power pop, such as bands like Badfinger, Big Star, the Raspberries. And there's new wave power pop, like early Blondie and some of the other bands I'm going to be talking about. And there were bands that were kind of in the middle, like Cheap Trick.
Alright, well that sounds pretty cool. Let me just get out of the way so you can hold up records where I'm standing.
So this might have been the first power pop record I bought, like back in the day when I was in high school. This band is called The Records. They're an English band. This is from like 1979. And I think in England the album had a different title, was not self-titled, and had a different cover. But this is my American copy of it. And there they are. And what is cool about this, that has their big hit song, Starry Eyes. It's got the lyrics. It's on Virgin Records. But it also came with a bonus 7-inch single with cover songs. They cover Abracadabra by Blue Ash. They cover See My Friends by the Kinks. Have You Seen Your Mother by the Stones. 1984 by Spirit. So yeah, this is really their best album. Their second album has some good songs, but it has some less good songs. But this album is solid all the way through. This is Present Tense by Shoes from Illinois. And I know I've talked about their first album Black Vinyl Shoes, which I guess technically they released a lot of little things here and there. But this was their major label debut. It's on Elektra, and it's a really well-produced album. There's like just echoey, layered vocals and nice fuzzy guitars, and just catchy songs about heartbreak and loss, as High Fidelity would say. This is a nice promo copy. I like how it says, for radio station use only. Yeah. So just sitting in my living room playing it, I'm breaking the law. But yeah, the big song off this was Tomorrow Night, which was also a single. There's some other pretty classic songs like Too Late. Another one, I think, because these are some of the first ones I heard back when I was getting into this band, is called 2020, and they had a song called Yellow Pills. That was kind of the hit song off of this. You know, definitely the new wave side of power pop. I know they have other albums, but this is like the one for me. Produced by Earl Mankey. But yeah, besides Yellow Pills, Tell Me Why, Remember the Lightning, Jet Lag. There's just some good catchy songs, and I think I remember reading a story about them touring with the Ramones and like shows where they were getting booed, but they just didn't stop for nothing, where they just won the audience over by the end of their set because they were a solid band. This is The Sorrows. This is from 1980. I think there was a band from the 60s called The Sorrows, but this ain't them. But this album, Teenage Heartbreak, and again, new wave power pop, but with a definite 60s garage rock influence over this. And what are some of the songs? I Don't Like It Like That, Can't You Tell a Lie, Can't Go Back. The band were not happy with the way it was mixed, and they did a remixed version of this and their other record that were more the way they wanted them to sound, and those are on Spotify. This is Bram Tchaikovsky, and I think they were English. I don't know. They were on Radar Polydor label, but they had a song that got a lot of airplay on college radio called "Girl of My Dreams," which she might have been inflatable if you listen close to the lyrics. But again, just nice harmonies, just tight 3-4 minute songs. You know, I mean, it just pushes all the power pop buttons. But yeah, Strange Man, Change Man. This is. But again, these are records that turn up in the bargain bins. Okay, so these guys, the Jags, and they had that song, I Got Your Number written on the back of my hand. And I thought that was a really catchy, cool new wave song when it got played on the radio. It wasn't until later on I realized that these guys were mostly just kind of aping Elvis Costello, because I hadn't heard Elvis Costello yet. But that does not make this record bad. This has got some good tunes. Desert Island Discs, Woman's World was another follow-up single that didn't do as well. But Back of My Hand is like a quintessential new wave power pop song. And it sounds like Elvis Costello the way the Ruddles sound like the Beatles. And speaking of the Beatles, here's The Bottles, featuring their hit song, I Don't Want to Be Your Man. And I found this record for $1. I bought it like back in the day because I felt sorry for them, because a local paper wrote about how they got booed off the stage opening for somebody else. And it's not bad. I guess it's just these two guys. I think this is what the kids today would call industry plant, because it's on a big label, it's on MCA, and they just kind of came out of nowhere and went. But I Don't Want to Be Your Man is another good bouncy new wave kind of song. You're a Liar is kind of a nice ballad. Look at Julie. Yeah, this is worth every penny of the dollar you will spend for this record. And I mean that as a compliment. This one I just got recently, but I used to see this all the time. The Producers. And this is again got that just, okay, let's crank out some new wave records kind of look to it. You know, I mean, if I was going to be pedantic, I'd say, you know, those are directors' chairs, not producers. But the blue suit, man. with blue socks and blue shoes to match. I mean, how cool is that? But there's a song called I Love Lucy that's not about the TV show at all, but just about some chick named Lucy that he loves. That's kind of a bold move. Yeah, Blue Suit Guy is named Wayne Famous. Wayne Famous, and he's the keyboardist and vocalist. But if you look on Rate Your Music, there's a lot of reviews. You know, I looked him up on Rate Your Music, and there were positive reviews by people who actually saw him live back in the day. And yeah, this is, I don't know how many times I'm going to say bouncy new wave, but this is one of the bounciest bouncy new wave records in this stack. All right. I guess I'll intermission here. All right, now the record that inspired me to do this video. I was looking at, you know, every once in a while I kind of go through my trade pile and re-listen to stuff to see if I want to actually keep it and not trade it. And I pulled out this. This is Elevator by the Rollers. And yes, Bay City Rollers. Minus frontman Les McCown, instead with Duncan Fowray on vocals. He was in a band called Rabbit with Trevor Rabin before this. But this is amazingly good. They're just, I mean, there's like Badfinger quality, catchy melodies and harmonies on parts of this. It's good, you know, and there's some like kind of generic road trip kind of songs like Playing in a Rock and Roll Band and Turn on the Radio. But there's some solid deep tracks on this. So I'm glad I like listened more closely to this record. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely, you know, pay $2 for this one. Anyway, so I was talking about like that the singer was Rabbit and Trevor Rabin. There's another prog rock connection with the Bay City Rollers that just, while I'm, you know, digressing, let me just digress. This band, Pilot, which I guess this could be considered like classic rock, power pop. They did this song, Oh, 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 it's magic, which I used to really love until I saw it in commercials for prescription drugs, and I was painfully reminded that I'm fucking old. But anyway, so Pilot. Yeah, Pilot, they're from Scotland, and two of them were in the Bay City Rollers for a minute. They're not on any of their records, but when the band was first starting out, two of these guys were in Bay City Rollers. And this is produced by Alan Parsons. Not only that, but the frontman, the singer, David Patton, became a member of the Alan Parsons Project a few years later. You thought you'd get away with not seeing any prog rock. Alright. Hey, well, thanks for watching my video. Hey, if you're new here, maybe say hello in the comments. Maybe give it a like. Maybe consider subscribing. Because the sooner you subscribe, the sooner we're going to have that 300 subscriber party. Also, if you're a repeat viewer, one of my friends, one of my real friends, one of my parasocial friends, one of my imaginary friends, hello friends, always great to have you around. And anyway, have yourself a peanut butter sandwich. Unless you're allergic to peanuts. In that case, have whatever kind of sandwich you want. But anyway, have a great weekend or whatever day it is you're watching this. Peace.